Hello there, welcome along to this business special. An interesting guest on today's programme. It is Lou Banks from Rising Vibe. She's going to be telling us a little bit about what her business is doing and how they're coping with the COVID-19 crisis that we have at the moment. Lou, it's great to have you on the programme as always. I've got a couple of questions for you. Let's just kick off with the first one and maybe you can explain what Rising Vibe are doing at the moment. In light of the COVID-19 crisis, how are you coping as a business right now and how are you supporting your clients to do the same?
So Rising Vibe, we're culture consultants, and the focus of the work that we do with them is how do you create a culture where emotion is forefront, because that's not usually the case in business. Emotion and business are not often the same sentence. So in this current crisis, that is even more important right now. What we're doing, and we're also encouraging our clients to do this, is we are really being mindful of where we're focusing. So focus on the controllables, not the uncontrollables. We've had to make some really challenging decisions in the last couple of weeks around team structure, which has been really difficult. What I've done to support me through that, because it's been really painful, is to focus on my ultimate outcome, which is surviving this thing. So focus on what it is that we're trying to achieve ultimately makes those decisions not less difficult, but means you're more likely to take action, actually. And a great metaphor example in terms of focus, we can focus on what is potentially what might go right or what might go wrong. And the NHS Nightingale Hospital that's, been amazingly put together in the last, not even 2 weeks. I was looking on the telly with my daughter last night and we were both looking at the same picture on the TV of the hospital beds. And my daughter, who's nearly 12, said, "Oh my goodness, Mum, look at all the people that might die." I genuinely have been looking at it thinking, wow, look at all the people they're going to save. So same picture, different focus. I was thinking about what might go right. She was thinking about what might go wrong, clearly not consciously. She was feeling fearful. I was feeling hopeful just because we were focusing in a different way, which was driving a different way of thinking. So we are really focusing on that with our clients because right now it's about how do we, all of us, find a way of finding some kind of relief during this so that we can settle, not be positive, but so that we can feel better more often. Because if we can do more of that now, then we are more likely to be able to recover as we go forward. That's what we're really kind of challenging and supporting our clients with.
Do you think people actually understand what you mean when you say social pain? Do you think they get that? Or is it just an emotion? Is it just a feeling that people have? I mean, this crisis at the moment, the COVID-19, I mean, there are a number of things that are affecting people and they don't realise what it is. Depression's coming on. I mean, how do you handle that?
So we talk about social pain, as you quite rightly said. Emotion gets in the way of everything or supports everything. So if you're feeling good, you're more likely to engage, more likely to learn, you're more likely to change. If you are not feeling good, you're going to be more resistant to all of that, which is why we focus on emotion to support businesses to help their people learn and engage so that the business ultimately it is, being more effective and has better business results. Social pain is massively linked to emotion. So social pain is experienced in the brain in exactly the same way as physical pain is. The anterior cingulate lights up when we're in physical pain, and it also lights up when we're in social pain, which is feelings of isolation, feelings of loss, feelings of exclusion, feelings of not being heard, not having influence, anything that impacts connection, we feel social pain. So right now, COVID is exacerbating social pain to the max. So there are people who are isolated. We're being asked to self-isolate. So people are working from home. We are being isolated from people that we care and love, our friends and family. We can't actually be with them right now. That's painful. We are not with people we work with. We might not feel in the same way about them as we do friends and family, but they're significant in our lives. So we might feel excluded. We don't know what's going on. That is exhausting. Anyone who's been in chronic physical pain will know how tiring that is. Right now, people are in exhaustion and chronic social pain. We are every day anyway, because that's the way we are. Human beings, we're hardwired for connection, and we are always feeling a sense of rejection or exclusion, even if it's not real. And now this is making it so much bigger and magnified. And unfortunately, the strategies that we might normally adopt to support people to manage the social pain, because we're never going to eliminate it, to alleviate the social pain right now. So, for example, things like being accessible, staying in touch, offering support, asking people what they need, doing the best you can to support them with that is still key. But because our basic survival needs are currently under threat, people genuinely don't know if they're going to earn any money, which means, will I be able to feed myself and my family? Will I have a roof over my head? That stuff is trumping the normal strategies that we would adopt and we support our clients to adopt. They will still have some impact, but nowhere near the impact that they were having because of the basic survival needs not being met right now.
You know, people are talking about a new normal, aren't they? What do you think the new normal is going to be? Because it's been such a big change for absolutely everybody, both personally and also in their professional environments. What do you think that new normal will look like?
So just based on what we've been, learning, working with our clients in this last month, I think there'll be three things actually. One of them will be, and I'm hoping this will be the new normal. This is my kind of hopeful focus, that there will be genuinely a more real work-play balance. We don't call it work-life because actually life is work and play. That people will get some real perspective from this, really see what's important and get some proper balance in terms of how much time they are spending working in the evenings and, while they're on holiday still being on email, and get some perspective from this that brings them a proper balance going forwards. I think we're going to see much more humanised leadership. People are now seeing senior leaders and people they work with that they maybe not know so well, working from the lounge, working from the cabin at the bottom of their garden, sometimes in their civvies, in their pyjamas, in a hoodie, with the dog barking, with the children interrupting. So I think that is an amazing thing. We always talk in Rising Vibe about being real, and right now people are having to operate in a way that means they're showing up being more real because they've kind of got no choice. and I think the other bit that's going to really help is the conversations that we talk about at Rising Vibe in terms of the cultures that we support our clients to create. It's about having conversations that are real. It's about having conversations about emotion, how people are really feeling. A lot of people right now are being forced into having those conversations they've never had to have them before. So if we can equip them and support them so they feel really confident to do that now, then that should, hopefully, fingers crossed, become the way that people start to engage more naturally in the new world. And that's only can be a great thing. And I guess the other thing actually to add is the World Health Organization has talked about, and we use it all the time at Rise and Vibe as one of our kind of key stats, that by 2030, depression is predicted to be the biggest health problem in the world. I think that's going to be 2021. So we've got to be all over this stuff now.
And I suppose a lot of companies are actually becoming more and more aware of that, aren't they, as well, which is interesting because you see a lot of well-being programs being put in place. I think up until recently, though, a lot of people were playing lip service to it. But what we're getting now is they're getting real, tangible results coming back, proper programs for the workforce to actually help them through any form of crisis that they may have, be it at work during their normal weeks or when something like this comes along.
Yeah, definitely.
Lou, if people want to get in touch with you and they want to find out how they can work with you, what's the best way of doing it? What do you think the key things are that you offer companies?
So right now, we have got what we've called our COVID-19 support approach. We call it the 3 R's. So right now, this phase, we've got no idea how long it's going to go on for. It's about finding relief. How can you help yourself and help others in your team and your business to find relief right now, so that going forwards, as this starts to get better, we are feeling better more often, not positive. It's about feeling better, feeling calmer, feeling more settled. The next one is then how do we build resilience? So how do we learn and grow from the difficult situation we find ourselves in now? And then how do we then enable recovery to the new normal? And you can find out about all of that stuff on our website, www.rising-vibe.com. And we've got some materials on there that you can download. It's a great website with lots of information on it. So you can download stuff on there and get in contact with us on there.
Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as always. Thank you very much indeed for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having me.
And you know what? I just hope that I'm sure we will. We'll all come out of this at the other end better and wiser people. But until we talk again, take care of yourself and the rest of your team as well. And if you do want to get in touch with Lou, just go to their website. You'll find them at Rising Vibe, and you'll find all sorts of support material there as well that will help you and your business get through this current crisis. Once again, to Lou Banks at Rising Vibe, thank you very much indeed.